From the latest blockbusters to hidden gems, news and reviews, this is your destination for everything movies. Grab your choc top and popcorn, sit back and relax. And don't forget to switch your phone to silent.
Here we go.
It's Talking Flicks with JT and Grant Lee.
Oh, yes. Hello. Ready to talk about more of our favourite things, movies. Mr. Lee, hello.
Hello, Jay. How are you this week?
Feeling pretty good this week, Mr. Lee, but I think you'd be feeling even better because what are you doing at the moment? You're holidaying. What's going on?
I am. I'm kind of holidaying and working at the same time. I'm actually in Coffs Harbour, would you believe? Having a great time. And can I say, the beach is just across the road. Unfortunately, the weather hasn't been the greatest during the whole week, but who cares? I can hear the water, and that's great.
Well, I can tell you now, Mr. Lee, I don't think there's any water around me at the moment. I'm just seeing 4 blank walls here. You're making me so jealous here at Talkin' Flicks HQ.
So I'm sorry that and this is funny to be doing it like this when I'm away. So there you go.
Well, this will put you in a really good place today. So this should be your best show yet, wherever you are. And it's a shame that there's been such crummy weather because I'm sure you've been itching to get out in your togs, right? Your little speedos down the beach.
Hey, we don't have beach whales outside, and that would be me definitely.
Where's the David Hasselhoff Baywatch soundtrack here?
I could be running down there with the life. Yeah, no, I don't think so, Tim. I don't think so.
Great. And how was the big banana, Mr. Lee?
That's terrible. You can't give people that vision. And to answer your question before when I rudely interrupted you, the big banana, it's still there.
Did you touch the big banana, Mr. Lee? Did you touch the big banana?
Not this time. I have, yes.
I've always told you, just be careful touching the big banana, right?
Yeah. But then I was a bit worried. Can I just tell you quietly, I actually had to go check the big banana was there because, as you know, the Minions are out.
Yes.
So I was a little concerned thinking, did any Minions come to Coffs Harbour and happen to see the big banana because they love bananas.
Oh, don't get me started with the Minions and this have you seen the McDonald's menu that is going around at the moment? The Mac's menu, the banana shake and the banana custard apple pie.
Things, isn't there?
Yum! Oh, it's addictive, that stuff. Right. Anyway, we'll stop talking about bananas and we'll start talking about movies because that is what we're here for. A massive show as usual. We're going to dissect some new movies out this week and there's some absolute corkers. We'll take a look at the top 5, see whether Inside Out 2 remains at the top, and I'm thinking being part of the $1 billion club, it most certainly will be. We'll go around the screen, see what's coming up at the Forum 6 and Odeon 5. The Umm Ahh game is back this week again, Mr. Lee. My turn this week.
And I'm looking forward to it. I am so looking forward to it.
Not feeling confident this week, Mr. Lee. Just quietly, I'm just saying. Sometimes I get a good feeling about things, and I'm just not feeling it this week. So
you're not feeling it? No.
So make it nice and easy, and maybe I've got a chance.
No, definitely not. You're going to lose big time today.
Wow. You're feisty this week, Mr. Lee.
I am. Hey, I'm on holidays, kind of. So, you know what?
You should be in a good mood, Mr. Lee. Wow. All right. Well, you know what? And speaking of winning things, we've got some tickets up for grabs later on in the show too, just by answering a very simple question. So make sure you keep the ears open throughout the podcast today, and hopefully it helps you answer your question a bit later on. But Mr. Lee, let's get into movies out this week. And it was the big movie back in 1996 we first saw Twister hit our screens, and now it's a follow-up.
It certainly is. And this is actually a standalone movie as well. So even though they're saying it's a sequel, and it's called Twisters, so it is a sequel, but it is actually a standalone movie. And of course, it is a disaster movie all about twisters. Now, it's directed by Lee Isaac Chung, who was the winning director of Minari at the Oscars a few years back. Remember that movie? It was a Korean movie. Yep. So he's directing it. It stars Glenn Powell, who's really in at the moment after he's massive All About You movie at Christmas and Maverick last 2 years ago. Also Daisy Edgar Jones. Let's take a listen.
Guys, whatever's in there, it's big and it's moving fast. Drive. Go, go, go! Guys, you gotta get out of here. Do you hear me? It's Tyler Owens. Calls himself the Tornado Wrangler. If you feel it, chase it! I said if you feel it, chase it! All right, here we go. Oh, she's perfect!
She's gorgeous!
You thought you could destroy a tornado.
We never had a chance.
You want one? You don't face your fears. You ride them.
We got twins! Twins!
Was that it?
Yeah.
Nope.
Love a good disaster movie, Mr. Lee.
Wow. Good does that sound, bud?
It does. And those the tornado sirens, how scary are they? Like, it doesn't matter. Every time you hear that warning alarm, it's just gives you goosebumps.
Oh, it does. Exactly right. And I have to say, you know, after all these years, they did actually try to get a few of these sweet sequels up over the years. Bill Paxton, before he passed away, he was trying to get a Twister sequel up and he couldn't get it. And even Helen Hunt, she even tried. She pitched an idea of, you know, getting a sequel up. Still nothing. And it's so good because I think, you know, this could really happen. And it does happen. So seeing something like this on the big screen, it'd freak you out.
Yeah, I can't wait to see and hear how good it's going to sound. That is out this week. It's called Twisters. Now, Mr. Lee, our next movie of focus features 2012 Sexiest Man Alive, Grant Lee. No. Sorry, Mr. Lee. It's Channing Tatum. It is Channing Tatum.
I'm sure my wife would say that.
Of course you would.
I hope.
But I'm sure Wendy would love to see Channing Tatum all lubed up in massage oil, right? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But she still prefer to see you in it over Channing.
Yeah.
Every time.
Absolutely. You know, she spent more time with me than him, so which is a plus, isn't it?
Of course it is, Mr. Lee. Of course it is. Although the 2012 Sexiest Man Alive, let's be honest, that title. But Scarlett Johansson, Channing Tatum, Woody Harrelson, an all-star cast. This one, Ray Romano as well. Everybody loves Raymond. So going to be a bit of a different role for him, this one.
It certainly is. And we are talking about Fly Me to the Moon, of course. It's set in 1960. Now, this is when they were making a production of the landing of the moon inside a hangar because they weren't sure whether or not they would get satellite feed. So they actually had all this stuff all set up, ready to go to basically make a little movie in case something happened with the real people landing on the moon.
Bit of comedy, bit of romance. Have a listen to this.
Hey, Joe. Eating cold? Miss, you're on fire.
Very original. No, I do not want to stop, drop, and roll with you.
No, your book is on fire.
Oh, my God.
Alcohol and flames, they like each other. Cold days.
Kelly Jones.
Public support for the moon mission is rock bottom.
Every day, something is breaking. And we're dead. Again. Or blowing up.
The space program is a bloated mess.
NASA needs a marketing specialist, and you are the very best.
Excuse me? What are you doing here?
I tracked you down because I felt we had a connection.
What?
I'm joking. I work here now to sell the moon.
NASA's not something that you sell with a jingle and a slogan.
When I'm done, those men are going to be bigger than the Beatles.
Who is that?
For me, this is very personal. He's got my name.
You told me that your guys don't do interviews, so I had to hire new guys.
I'm here for the casting. Who's he?
You're a juicy part.
60 missions in Korea.
I flew 52 missions in Korea.
I flew 52 missions in Korea. How's that?
What?
The whole world will be watching. We can't afford to lose to the Russians. We need to shoot the backup version of the moon landing.
You mean to fake it?
No one can ever know what we're doing.
I cannot accept that.
They will shoot you.
What is my budget?
Oh, boy.
I know a lot more about the moon than I know about you.
Give me go, no go for launch. If you fake this mission, every single thing that we have sacrificed will have been for nothing.
You know you couldn't have made it to this day without me.
4, 3, 2, 1.
My Armstrong is a whiny little bitch. We have to recast.
Getting a bit of a
We should have gotten Kubrick.
vintage feel with this one, Mr. Lee.
Very much so. 1960s this was set. And because of that time period, back then, the men all had their pants up fairly high, which I know you're going to say, did I when I was back in those days?
Mr. Lee, you
Yes.
did, yes.
Because that's the thing. You had to, like, yeah, but I was only born late 60s, so there you go. Anyway.
Don't give too
so
much
they
away.
actually had to tuck their shirts in all the time and have their, that would have been really hard to do, like have their pants up that high.
It's like a Harry High Pants type situation. Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly right. Yes, that would have been. So, yeah, that would have been really hard. But, yeah, it sounds really interesting. And whether they faked it or not, for them to actually think, we should do this, this, and this, just in case, NASA, they were on the ball, weren't they?
Yeah, definitely. And I don't think that any woman is going to complain seeing Channing Tatum with his pants up high and his shirt tucked in. I don't think anyone's going to complain about that. I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah, and even if it was Scarlett Johansson as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I want to say something. There's a black cat in this movie that you've got to watch out for because the cat's real name in the movie is Mischief. So I don't know whether it means it's mischiefs or, that sort of stuff. I'm not sure why they've named the cat that, but very interesting. So watch out for the cat that's in the movie.
Yeah, Mischief. What a name for a cat.
Yes.
I'm intrigued now. It's one of those things where now I'll be watching out for the cat in the whole movie. Yeah. Then everyone's going to be watching out for the cat, not Channing Tatum. So I think you've just taken a bit of the shine off good old Channing there, Mr. Lee. Thank you very much for that. Muchly appreciated.
I will apologise to Channing now. I'm sure he will be very upset. He wouldn't even know.
Well, speaking of something else to drool over, Mr. Lee, well, this might be more up your kind of alley, Mr. Lee. Maxine with 3 X's.
Yeah, now this is actually a slasher action thriller. It's a crime horror movie, and it's all set in 1980s. We've got something about going back in time, aren't we, this week with all these
it's been the last few weeks. Even last week, the bike riders. It was back in the day too.
60s as well. Yeah. So this is all set in 1980s Hollywood, and it's all about a adult film star who wants to be a real actress. But unfortunately, there's a mysterious killer that's stalking and going around and killing women in Hollywood. Now, it also has, would you believe, Kevin Bacon starring in this movie.
Yes, Kevin Bacon. Also, Lily Collins. Do you know who Lily Collins is?
I actually do, from Growing Pains.
Yeah, Phil Collins' daughter. Right?
Yes, she was in the sitcom in the BBC. She was actually in that, but she is Phil Collins' daughter. So she's got a few siblings too. And relatives. There you go. But yeah, so it's very interesting. And, these sort of movies, the slasher, kill 'em type movies, as you know, I don't know whether I can do it.
No. But at the end of the day, you go along to see Maxine Minx, wouldn't you? Let's be honest, Mr. Lee. You really
absolutely. That name, you've just got to go watch it, don't you?
Have a listen to this.
So, Maxine, Your agent tells us you're quite a popular name in adult film and entertainment. Is that correct? I'm curious, did you always want to be in that line of work?
I always wanted to be famous.
If you need to read off the sides we gave you, just go ahead, all right?
I know the lines.
She turns to the camera and, through her trauma, addresses the lens directly.
Name 5 celebrities who got their start in horror movies.
Jamie Lee Curtis, John Travolta, Demi Moore, Brooke Shields, and
Maxine Mintz.
I don't like walking out here with that freaking Night Stalker guy on the loose.
The Night Stalker.
Night Stalker?
Night Stalker.
He's terrorizing Los Angeles.
I can handle myself.
So said every dead girl in Hollywood.
Maxine, I'm the private detective. I had to find you. My employer is a very powerful man. The past ain't finished with you. It's gonna keep knocking at your door.
Tragically, another victim of the Night Stalker.
If I knew 3 people who were murdered in 3 days, I'd be pretty scared. What are you hiding, Maxine?
If I tell you something, we've got confidentiality.
What'd you do?
This is the defining role of your career. Whatever's going on in your life that's interfering with this picture, squash it.
I intend to.
Maxine!
Maxine.
You're a movie star.
Yeah. Now, when we spoke about this last week, Mr. Lee, I thought the way in which, well, I wasn't sure what to expect because we thought the trailer might be a bit raunchy, and I thought we'd have to cut the crap out of it. But
yes, a bit of bips, but no. It was good, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah, more. I'm getting more action, like really good action vibes out of it, and a bit of a thriller.
The songs. How good are the songs? Now, the music's actually by Tyler Bates. Now, he did a lot of the music for Guardians of the Galaxy. He's done it for, and he works a lot with Zack Snyder, which is really good. James Gunn likes him, of course, because he was the director of Guardians of the Galaxy. And the music, I just think that's so 80s music.
Yeah, well, you'd like that music. That'd take you back.
I do. I love that, and I admit it.
That'd take you back to your high school days.
I play I-80s all the time. So, yeah. Now, another interesting little bit of trivia, because I know you love trivia, Jay.
Oh, totally.
They actually went old school on this production. They actually went right back to the camera equipment, anything that they tried to do, they did it if they were in the 1980s. So there's no CGI, there's no digital filming or anything like that. It's all done on 35mm film, which is incredible because that would have cost them a fair bit of money to do that.
Yeah, it would, but it kind of sounds fun too. It's very different.
It does, doesn't it?
Look, if you want to go and check out a great movie, a thriller, go and check that one out. Maxine with 3 X's, which is out this week. There's also a whole stack of movies out, which is perfect for the school holidays, Mr. Lee, if you're looking for something to do with the kids.
Oh, there certainly is, because we've got Panda Bear in Africa. We've got Inside Out 2, If, the Garfield movie, Despicable Me 4, and then something for the adults. We've got Bad Boys Ride or Die and Bike Riders all playing this week.
So you can check out with your local cinema, forum6.com.au or odeon5.com.au, and get screening times and make your bookings, especially with school holidays, where I would imagine cinemas will be very busy. Yeah. So book ahead.
Correct. We strongly suggest always book online, get your tickets. You know you're guaranteed a seat inside the cinema. And, yeah, go to the ticket kiosk, print out your tickets, go in, get your seats. Once you've settled the kids, run out to the candy bar, get your popcorn, your drinks, and then you can go back in nice and calm.
Plenty of time to do it while the trailers are playing, right, Mr. Lee?
But we want people to watch the trailers too.
How many trailers are you jamming in these days? What's the go there?
Look, we try to stick to around 15, 20 minutes maximum. That's it. And there is actually another reason why we do that, because we've got trailers. We want people to see what we've got coming up, but it also gives us time. If there's a big line outside, it gives us time to get people inside. So
that's very clever.
And they're not actually missing the movie.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that before, but that does make a lot of sense, because some people do cut it very fine. They wait right until the very last minute to get to the movies.
And they don't realise there could be a big line. And so, but you know what we do in Tamworth? I'm not sure about the other sites, but in Tamworth, when we know a movie is about to start, say it's 10:30 and, you know, Inside Out 2 is about to start, we actually start yelling out to the crowd and saying, anyone for Inside Out 2, please come to the front. We'll get you in, because all the other movies are about 15 minutes, 30 minutes away. So we like to get people in. And some people are just so thankful because they don't expect it. You know, things happen on the way to the movies, you know, can't find a car park, whatever. So it's nice to be able to get them in and seated before the actual movie starts.
Oh, you know, we should just have a segment dedicated to the great things Mr. Lee does. We should, shouldn't we?
Yeah. I do like to look after my customers.
You do.
I do, because they're wonderful. As I know, Craig and Mitzi at the other two venues, they do the same thing with all their team as well. My team as well, they do it, and it is so nice to think that we've got dedicated staff that look after our guests.
No, you do a fantastic job, Miss Lee. And I do know that sometimes I take the mickey out of you with your hair and your age and things like that, but you are sometimes? A really good guy.
Hang on. What do you mean sometimes?
Okay, all the time. Yeah, we could run a tape at the end of the year and have a shot every time I make a joke about your hair or your age, and that we'd be drunk very quickly.
Oh God, that
would last the first 5 minutes. Okay, let's do some top fives, and I want to know: is Inside Out 2 still the biggest movie in the country, Mr. Lee?
Well, let's go to the US first. Number 5 for the US is Bad Boys, Ride or Die. Number 4 is Maxine, which is pretty good because that proves it's a good movie. Number 3 is The Quiet Place, Day 1. Number 2 is Inside Out 2. And number 1 for the US, Despicable Me 4.
Whoa. I
don't believe because
it.
I did say last week, it only just opened this past July 4. It actually opened. So they had a delayed opening for it. So we got it before everyone else did.
Oh, you're making excuses now, Mr. Lee, aren't you? You knew I was right. You know, this was. I could predict it was coming. I had to. They can't last forever. They can't stay at number one forever. It just can't. But it is a fantastic movie, and it will be the biggest movie of the year by far. Now, where else are we going, Mr. Lee? You're going to take us somewhere else around the world. Where were we last week? Was it Switzerland last week?
Yeah, I think it was Swiss.
Yeah.
I think we were in Switzerland. Well, this week, I thought, you know what? I actually would love to go to this place because it has a massive Ferrari simulator that you can go into and pretend you're driving Ferraris, which I think would be just brilliant. We're off to the United Arab Emirates.
Oh, the UAE.
Is that a bit out there? Is that a bit out there?
That's very out there. I love it, Mr. Lee. Yeah,
I would love to go to Dubai. I would think Dubai would be such a great place to go to. It would be hot. I know that. But
yes, it would.
Because I have been to Doha and it's very hot. So I presume Dubai would be the same. But anyway, number 5 for the United Arab Emirates is The Exorcism. Number 4 is Maharaja. Number 3 is Sons of Ricks 3. Number 2 is Bad Boys, Ride or Die. And number 1 for the UAE, Inside Out 2.
Okay, so it's clawed its way back. It's back.
It has.
Yes.
It has.
No Despicable Me 4 in that one, though. So mustn't be screening over there.
Have it yet.
Maybe they've just outlawed the minions. It's possible that they've just gone, no, we don't want those little yellow
rascally rabbits.
What are they? I don't even know what they are. What are they?
Minions. Little minions they are.
Are they a creature? Are they? I don't know what. Yeah.
We might have to get one on to talk and find out where they're from.
Well, if that happens, Mr. Lee, it would be very much a case of, there'll be a lot of that going.
I forgot. That's right. You've got sound effects. Oh, dear, oh, dear.
I have refrained from using them until that moment this week, Mr. Lee. So I was.
You've actually
There's
done
been
quite
times
well.
where I wanted to use them. I've gone, no, I'll hold off, but that just called for it big time.
Because you knew.
It was the
now,
moment.
let's go to the Australia top 5 because I don't want any more sound effects. Number 5 is Bad Boys Ride or Die. Number 4 is The Bike Riders. Number 3 is A Quiet Place Day 1. Number 2 is Despicable Me 4. And number 1 for Australia, Inside Out 2.
How good.
That is brilliant. They're loving Riley and they're just thinking it's great.
Good for all ages, should point out too. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, speaking of another movie that I reckon this could be massive too when it's released is Moana, the live action. We saw this many years ago with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and now live action. I'm just trying to picture how this one's going to play out, but I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, very intrigued because you mustn't know this, but little do you know that the person who's playing Moana is an Australian girl called Catherine Lagania. Her dad's a performer. I think it's Anthony, his first name is. He's just been in Greece, where I saw him playing in Greece a few weeks ago. And she's actually got the lead role in this movie, which is fantastic.
Wow.
I'm so excited for it.
That's great. That really brings us into the fold, doesn't it, Mr. Lee?
Oh, it does. We might get a chance to be in a movie.
Oh, now, our chance was in Maxine, Mr. Lee, and nothing happened for us. Nothing happened.
Which is a shame. So that's not slated to be out for quite some time. About 2026, that's actually going to be coming out. So, and it'll be interesting to see if they do the same thing they did with Jungle Book. Remember when they did the Jungle Book animated and then they did the live action and it was imitated through the whole movie as exactly the same, which was brilliant.
Yeah, it was.
So it'll be interesting to see if they try to do the same thing and see if Dwayne Johnson can, start doing it. Now, in some other exciting news that's only just been dropped do you remember the movie The Devil Wears Prada?
Yeah, with Meryl Streep.
Yes, and Emily Blunt and Anne Hathaway. Well, it is now rumoured that they're actually going to make a sequel to the 2006 movie.
Oh, yes.
Which is going to be – I actually really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was so well done. It was just – Meryl Streep was her role. Like, she played Miranda so well. So what they're doing this time is Meryl Streep's back. Emily Blunt is rumoured to be in it as well. Haven't heard anything about Anne Hathaway yet, but it's about the plot, if you want to know, Jay. It's all about Miranda. You do? I know. Thought you would.
Yep.
It would be a short podcast if you didn't. Miranda's career goes into the decline, so she has to get Emily, who's now a major exec. Well, she wants her business. She needs her advertising dollars to help keep the magazine afloat. So very interesting because now the tides have kind of changed, haven't they? Because the way she treated Emily Blunt's character, Emily, in the first one was terrible. So this is only early days. So this is going to be probably 26, 27 before this one comes out. So you've still got, it'll probably be 27, I'd say. So that'll be 20 years apart. So from the first one to the second. So
wow.
It's a shame they keep them because they should have done another one. I thought it was it deserved another one to see where all the characters went.
20 years is a long time between movies.
It is. Well, yeah, look at Twisters, and even Maverick. Maverick was 30 odd years apart, and it was brilliant.
Too long. Too long.
It is.
Too
long.
Another movie that's had a long stint apart too is Gladiator, but now there is a Gladiator 2 on the horizon. It's not actually that far away from hitting the screens.
No, it's not far at all. And it's actually, can you believe, it's going to be November this year. So they've just dropped the poster. That actually was dropped during the week, and it looks very interesting, I must say. The director is Ridley Scott again, which is great. The budget, this is incredible. You think $310 million to make a movie. That is That's just insane.
That is insane. And I think based off that, geez, you want to get a few bums on seats to see this one, wouldn't you?
Would.
Because
well, this one, Gladiator 2's got Pedro Pascal and Denzel Washington.
Yeah, well, I'll watch it for Denzel then.
I like him. He's just such a great actor. And even his son's not bad either. He's a good actor too.
That would be very interesting when the movie drops in November. So you're not that far away, just in time for Christmas.
Correct, which is perfect timing to buy gift cards and all that so people can watch movies.
Yeah, go watch Denzel on the big screen. Yes. Okay, speaking of the screen, let's go around the screens. And the Travelling Film Festival, I always love these. It's a fantastic weekend. August 9 to 11 across all three cinemas, Tamworth, Orange and Wagga. Mr. Lee, I think already we're starting to hear, I think tickets not that far away from being on sale now.
No, they are actually on sale right now. They only this week went on sale. So you are absolutely correct. It's very exciting. There is some great product. Now, each three sites have similar and some that aren't similar. So we've got all different movies. We've got The Convert. That's going to be opening our night with the short film First Horse. And there is such a huge lineup of movies. And this is the time to see these movies because a lot of these you can't see just any time. A lot of the Travelling Film Festival, because it's through the Sydney Film Festival, they get special permission to play these movies. So you want to see it, you need to see it on this weekend. So block out the weekend. You'll be living at the cinema over the weekend of the 9th to the 11th of August.
And French film festivals, all these film festivals at the moment, that's happening right now in Wagga from July 26 to August 1. And some of the movies on show, Mr. Lee, what have we got? What's good?
We've got A Difficult Year. We've got A Silence, All Your Faces, Umm Ahh Gloria. Umm Ahh Gloria? Is that what you say?
Yeah, I'll just say Umm Ahh Gloria. Whatever.
Gloria?
Yep. Umm Ahh Gloria.
Yeah. And that's just some of the movies they've got playing over their French Film Festival, as Jay said, from July 26 to August 1. So make sure you get your tickets to see those great movies.
French movies are always good. It's something very different. If you haven't done it before, just go and check it out. Just do it once. Go and see. You may love it. You might come back again and again and again.
Absolutely. And then you might want to go to Paris and see everything.
Paris.
Harry, I was going to say. And I shouldn't be trying to put this off for you because I know you're starting to stress about it. So sorry. Go for it.
I just want to tear the Band-Aid off and get this over and done with. Right?
Yes, I know. And that's why I keep interrupting you, just to make you really sweat it out. This is so good.
Oh, okay. The Umm Ahh game, it's back. Very simple rule. 60 seconds on the clock. Mr. Lee is going to give me a topic. I need to try and go the full 60 seconds without ums, ahs, getting lost and stopping. And obviously, if I do, that's it. Game over, and I do not get the gold star. If I do happen to win, I think that's our first win, Mr. Lee, with this game.
It will be our first win. And this is our 4th week we've been doing it, and we still haven't win yet.
Precious.
So that's not good.
Getting nervous.
Big pressure.
This gives me so much anxiety, this game. It makes me so nervous.
And the funny thing is, it's always good when it's the other person that's giving the question because I'm quite happy. Oh, yeah, where last week? No, I was stressing too. So I know what you're going through.
Okay, I'm ready to go, Mr. Lee.
Okay,
hit me with it, and 60 seconds on the clock.
Okay, well, you're subject to talk for 1 minute with no or ah. Your subject today is, what is your go-to snacks when you go to the cinema?
Okay, 60 seconds on the clock. Time starts now. My go-to snacks at the cinema are Maltesers. Love a good choc top and popcorn, plenty of it. I like to also grab a nice Pepsi or maybe lemonade. If I'm feeling like want to be on a diet, I might go down the line of a good lemonade. Definitely do not want to have water. That's something that I do not want to...
You got to nearly 30 seconds. You know what? I think we should change the game from 1 minute to just who can go the longest without it.
Jesus.
saying
And I had about 1,000 things to say, Mr. Lee. I had 1,000 things to say.
And I thought you would definitely talk about popcorn and choc tops because that's your two go-to items.
I got so excited, Mr. Lee. I was I overshot the runway. It was not good.
And you know, the funny thing is, I was telling you how hard it was going to be, and it was an easy thing, wasn't it?
It was very easy. That's what
food.
you confused me. You completely confused me. All right. Well, you know what that means, Mr. Lee? You know what that means?
I know.
It's back on you next week.
Good. That's not good. Well, at least we're 2 each. You didn't get one today, so that's good. So I'm happy about that.
This is going to be, there's not going to be any stars on the wall, I have a feeling. I think it's not good at all.
It's not going to be good. No.
The Umm Ahh game, it is back next week on Talkin Flicks with Mr. Lee in the hot seat. Now, speaking of next week, some great movies coming out, including Sting, which Mr. Lee in this one, Elijah Brown, also Ryan Core, who he was on Pact of the Rafters, also in Wolf Creek 2.
Yes, and Naomi Hazelhurst as well. So it is an Australian movie, and it's all about a talented spider.
A talented
That doesn't sound good. I don't know what it means by that because that's given me Rachophobia vibes straight away. It's no.
Yeah, I can't do spiders either. I can do a lot of things. I can't do spiders. So
I can't do spiders.
I'm looking forward to seeing how this one plays out. So that's Sting opening up next week at cinemas. Also, Long Legs, Mr. Lee. This also sounds very interesting.
It does, and it's got Blair Underwood in it and Alicia Witt, and it's all about an FBI agent who is being given a new recruit, and they've got to go and do some unsolved case on a serial killer. So they've got to work out how and what. That sounds a little nearly true, doesn't it? Like, you know, they do have cold cases. Remember that TV show years ago? Cold Case?
Cold Case, yeah.
So this would be exactly, something similar. And I love that show. I thought that was brilliant. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, so that's next week. So I'm a bit of a thriller week next week, Mr. Lee. I'm looking forward to this.
So am I.
Before we do wrap things up, it's time to give away some movie tickets. Our winner from last week is Annette Schultz from Molong, which is just outside of Orange.
20 minutes. Yeah. Well done, Annette. And that's funny because I actually had to look to see where Molong was. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, you're not far from Orange, so well within.
No, not far at all. So good on her.
Reach of the Odeon 5 there. So go along and see a movie with the team there on us, and we will also give away some movie tickets now to go and see a movie if you're choosing for this week. And the question, it's over to you, Mr. Lee. This is yours.
Yeah, the question this week to win a double pass is, what is the name of the cat in Fly Me to the Moon?
Oh, this is an easy question. So if you're listening...
We talked about it.
You would know what it is. And all you've got to do is just head to our website, forum6.com.au or odeon5.com.au, or you can also DM us through Facebook. If you've got the little Facebook app, you might even have it open now. Just go there, flick your answer to us, and you could be our winner on next week's podcast.
Absolutely. And just one little thing that I want to bring up, Jen from Orange last week, she actually did enter the competition. I'm sorry, Jen, you didn't win this week, but she actually gave us some really good feedback, Jay.
Yeah, this was because last week when we did the bike riders, the new movie.
Yes, and we're talking about tattoos.
Yeah, and was you that suggested us getting tattoos, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And I'm so impressed with Jen saying that she was going to get a Talking Flicks tattoo with a mic, headphones. That's impressive. That's dedication.
Yeah, well, that's what she wanted us to go and get. She said that. She said
no. I'm putting them back on her. She needs to get that.
Oh, Jen, I'm so sorry for Mr. Lee. We can't do much about him sometimes. That's okay.
No,
I'll slap him over the head.
And that means that she's dedicated. She likes the show, so that's really good. She loves the podcast.
Anyone who goes and gets a Talkin Flicks tattoo, we'll sort you out, Mr. Lee. Like we will. You know, God, you'll be a member for life. You're part of the club. But whether we get that tattoo or not, Mr. Lee, that remains to be seen. Do you want some headphones on? Tattoo some headphones on?
No.
You want to put it on your face or something, or? I don't know.
No, thank you. Actually, yeah. No,
Would you let me design a tattoo for you? How would you feel, Mr. Lee? Like, would you trust me enough to pick something good for you?
No, definitely not. I don't trust you at all. I've known you for a long time. I mean a long time, and there is no way I would let you design a tattoo.
Well, you know what,
and
Mr.
then you'd say, I want you to put the tattoo here, and it would be on my face, and I'd be like...
Well, the great thing is, Mr. Lee, you can get tattoos for your hair. So that's really good. I believe they're out and about too. So we can talk about that on next week's show. What do you reckon?
Oh, let's do that. Yes.
Have a wonderful week, and we'll catch you next Friday from midday. Bye.
Bye for now.
Want more Talking Flicks? Get your fix with every episode anywhere, anytime. Just search Talkin' Flicks on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, forum6.com.au or odeon5.com.au. Until next time, we'll see you at the movies.